Welcome to the Ultimate Fighting Chat podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing the return of The Ultimate Fighter, Season 29, Episode 6. We're deep into the series now. Last week, Battles beats Kemran, giving Team Volkanovski. Who's Volkanovski? That's a good new one. Their first win after losing 4 in a row. Volkanovski, he's all excited, hoping to turn things round. But he's got other things to worry about. He's got more serious things to contend with. He's got bigger fish to fry. A fish called Tiki Gozen. Yep, that's right. Episode 6 is the start of the Ultimate Fighter pranks. Team Ortega, well, Tiki, as you can tell, he arranges to have the wheels of Volkanovski's car removed and jack it off the floor. Of course, that means that he can't use the car. And his teammates as well. It ain't just his car, is it? There's a couple of cars off the floor. Can't use the cars. So Tiki has sorted out some horses and a wee donkey as an alternative method of transport to use. The thing about this was, I can't believe that Volkanovski doesn't know this is going on outside. I mean, how long do they get to jack up these cars, remove all the wheels, get some donkeys delivered, and then dress them in Volkanovski jerseys? How long must that take? I mean, that's ages, right? Tiki arranged for some jack up tow blokes to turn up and everything. I don't know how they don't hear all this going on outside. How much noise they must be making doing all that. Don't have alarms on their cars as well. I mean, all you have to do, you can go out on the street, you can actually push a car and the alarm will go off if you're muscle business enough, right? So that none of the alarms don't go off on any of the cars. They can't hear tow blokes, beep, beep, beep. They can't hear any of that pulling up. They can't hear any of this going on, no? I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I reckon I could figure it out that there's something weird going on outside. Number one, because I'm a part of a TV show and I know that pranks happen. And number two, I can hear a load of giggling going on outside as well. All right. So we're laughing their heads off outside. He walks outside with his mates and like they don't know anything about it. I don't know. I don't know what you think. I ain't buying that. He must know, surely. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't expect that they can hear people giggling outside the training facility. They're punching bags, probably got some rubbish techno music on. Brian Battle and Ryder are probably having a right laugh in the corner, causing a right ruckus.
That's true.
Yeah, so the truth is I don't expect them to be able to hear people giggling, probably not even hear tow trucks or
what,
anything.
the beep, beep, beep? You wouldn't know
how loud do you think those things are?
How long do you reckon it takes?
Training facility and they're training and they're shouting, they've got music, they're hitting bags, bap, bap, bap. Look, when you're at the gym, do you ever hear a tow truck outside? Can't tell me that somebody ain't reversed outside your gym at some stage. So I don't think any of that is that.
I hear loads of stuff outside.
What I find surprising is that, I don't know, one Volkanovski bloke don't go, oh no, I left my pads in the car. Or I'm just going to go out to the drinks machine out in reception and get a bottle of water and then see something. I'm surprised that something like that don't happen. But
what about the car alarms? Don't your car alarm go off when you take the wheels off and jack it up?
Well, yeah, that is possible that could happen.
And I do hear stuff.
I don't think it takes long to jack a car up and change the tyres. I don't think that takes that long.
2 of them. What about getting some donkeys in? All that stuff turning up. We don't hear any of it. I'm not buying it. Look, I can be in the gym. They have music going on, people hitting pads and all that. And outside, someone will beat the horn and go, someone's blocked me in. I mean, right? I ain't buying it. He must know something about it. Coming out like, what's happened out here? Give over. What? So the first you know about it is when you walk out. No. You don't reckon it takes that long to do all that? What? So the donkeys turn up? Well, Tiki's organising it, to be fair. Donkeys turn up at the same time as the towing bloke. Well, you can't hear a donkey doing the squeak. You can't hear that going on. They're standing out there cutting up jerseys to fit on it. I ain't buying it. As far as I'm concerned.
How long does it take to cut up a jersey? And that weren't.
You're not adding all these things together, though.
Yeah, okay, let's just say it takes them an hour. Well, they ain't. They're trained probably for a couple of hours. In the morning and a couple of hours in the evening. So, look.
Do you think he knew nothing about it when he walked out?
He probably didn't know. But either way, either way, it was a crap prank, wasn't it? Because there's no way they rode the horses or the donkeys home. So those horses and donkeys just got brought out to stand around, look like a bunch of
I didn't
mugs
like that.
with vests on.
I don't like involving animals for no reason.
The donkey,
That's not what those animals are for.
The donkey was the only good bit about it, though. You know,
yeah, because it was weed.
And Volkanovski's reaction, as in,
Yeah.
he took it on the chin and went, "I suppose that donkey's for me as well, right?"
Hey, what? The little donkey's for me. That's the little ones.
The only thing he said that I didn't like about his reaction was, "All right, well, it's game on. You know, we're gonna have to do something."
We're gonna be doing some solo pranks ourselves, so don't you worry about that.
I honestly think that if Dana came to me and said, "Listen, there's a $5,000 budget here for you to do a, revenge prank," I'd go, "Don't worry about it. Give that $5,000 to, I don't know, whatever. Go Turkey and have an air transplant."
Ooh, that was a bit unnecessary, wasn't it?
Now, I'm allowed to say stuff like that because I'm bald and all, innit? So it gives me that right. I've got that.
No, he ain't.
Who, Dana?
Oh, yeah, sorry, he is. Hang on.
Yeah, I meant Dana, not Volkanovski.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I realise now you're talking to him instead. Yeah, got ya.
I'll tell you what, Volkanovski looks like Lockjaw from He-Man.
His name's Trapjaw, but Lockjaw will do.
Yeah, Lockjaw's Trapjaw, same thing. Looks like Trapjaw, yeah. Doesn't he?
You wait and see. It's on now.
We're gonna be doing some solo pranks ourselves, so don't you worry about that.
He actually said that prank was gold, was actually the word he used, so he liked it. What makes it worse is that Ortega said that he's doing all this to get under Volkanovski's skin, and it's basically saying, bro, shut the F up. How the hell is putting cars on jacks and hiring donkeys doing that? I mean, I just don't get it. He's the one who said that that's what the intention was. We can clearly see it didn't have that effect at all. As far as I'm concerned, he liked it more than Tiki and Ortega. He was loving it. And his mates, they were loving it. It was rubbish, but you know what? I was laughing my head off.
Yeah, I weren't laughing
I was.
my head off. The only bit that was good was Volkanovski's reaction was all right, coming out with his shorts on. I mean, he really does like to wear his shorts up above his belly button, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's all tucked in, Simon Cowles himself.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying I liked it. I'm saying I can't deny it, that it was so rubbish that I ended up laughing at it, going, this is stupid. But I was laughing at it. I was.
I think it was still something to watch. It was better than just listening to monotonous garbage, rubbish, or listening to Mitch Raposo crying because he doesn't like Ortega's flip-flops or something. It was better than something like that, but it was... I'll do a Cole Pilkington line. It was forced fun. That's what it was. Weren't natural, wasn't spontaneous. It was forced fun, and it weren't funny. The only thing was Ortega looked pretty cool sitting on the roof of that car. You know, he looked like something.
No, it was stupid.
He looked like something from a movie, though, didn't he? Like something like Point Break or something like that.
It was rubbish because once Volkanovski said, "Oh yeah, you better watch your cars. Keep an eye on your cars."
Oh, we're gonna come back with something big now.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't leave your cars anywhere near here.
He's laughing and turning around to Tiki and Tiki laughing. These are the bits that were making me laugh. Because
I'll tell you what'll be really good, rather than just spending the $5,000 and, like you say, get a mariachi band in to harass Ortega for a couple of hours. What'd be better is if he did just get something like a car jack or a wrench or a spanner and literally just put Ortega's windows in on his car.
That would be, well, let's put it this way, right? That would get under his skin and annoy him, which is what this was supposed to do. And obviously it didn't do it.
Yeah, put his windows in. That'd be a good laugh. I'd say, Dana, we could keep the 5 Gs and give it to Ortega after he's finished crying to go and get his windows put back in.
This will cost me nothing.
I'm just basically going to walk around his car and smash his windscreen, smash his side mirrors, everything. That's all getting blazed. How about that? That'd be better.
That wouldn't be like a joke or a prank, though, would it? That would just be nasty. But it would have the desired effect of getting under someone's skin and annoying them, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just means I'll probably end up doing a night behind bars.
As I say, you just couldn't class it as a prank. Look, to be honest, it would annoy me a little bit. I was thinking to myself, if you take the wheels off my car like that, I'd always be going, you put them back on right, straight, every single nut gone in, and is it straight and all that? That's what I'd be thinking. It would annoy me. If I had a little wiggle here and there, or it came up on the dashboard, you need to pump this tire up, or this one's not straight. I'd be, that's what happens if you start taking wheels off.
Exactly. Yeah, it's Ortega's fault. Bloody Ortega and Gosin. But what they could do a Jeremy Beadle, couldn't they? Get in a car that looks like Ortega's, swap the number plates over, and then put the windows in on that car.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, they could do that.
We're going to be doing some solo pranks ourselves, so don't you worry about that.
That's the prank, or the first prank of the season. Let's hope there's going to be many more to come. Well, we know there is. Volkanovski has already threatened it. The next bit to mention, Turcios, his shirt in the ring light chats, stethoscope shirt. Remember it? Don't tell me you don't remember his shirt.
I remember he didn't he have like a bright red shirt or something that looked like
it was all like a stained glass window or something.
Yeah, it's like
disgusting
coat hanger in. It was,
absolutely disgusting shirt. Now he might have looked hard at the stare down. We've agreed it, right? The stance with the muscle business coming out, and we said, look, it's a wicked shot and all that. But these love chats, they've ruined it.
But we love each other so much deep into our souls, baby.
They're sitting around the table, aren't they, doing chats about Turcios and Christina's love. And he says he met her during martial arts. Ryder's response to that was, "That's sick, dude. The hell is he talking about?" That's all he said. "I met her doing martial arts. That's sick, dude." F off.
We met doing martial arts, basically.
Yeah, okay. That's sick.
So,
why is that? Why is that reaction? Is Ryder really just going, "I didn't really hear what he said"? I'm just
he weren't really listening. He was probably thinking about, I don't know, some party him and Battle were at last night. But
that's where maybe why he was wearing his shades, because he was all headache from going mad.
Yeah. Was he having a Barocca? You know, one of those tablets to make you all powers the next morning.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just like when someone else done those chats about where they met. No, it's when Raposo was doing the chats about how he got into mixed martial arts to Brian Battle, and he basically just went down a martial arts gym and started training, and Battle kind of went, "That's sick, dude," as well. And it's like,
yeah,
that's sick. I don't get why either of them are sick. I mean, you got to meet a girl somewhere, and yeah. I mean, if he said something like, I don't know, "She dragged me out of a burning building. She's a firefighter," I'd go, "That's pretty interesting. That's quite a good sort of."
But there was nothing wrong with him saying that. Like you say, you met her through martial arts. Nothing wrong with that. It's Ryder we're complaining about.
Yeah, that's sick.
Well, I don't know. That's not the only thing I'm complaining about. But the mushy love chats, they are the opposite of muscle stance for me.
Me and my girlfriend Christina, it's all about that love, baby.
Yeah.
Well, you liked them, did you?
Nah,
would you have liked sitting around that table?
I probably would have walked off and jumped in.
Well, we know you would have, because you've done that to me before and left me with painted and all that. Right, the bloke who got done in the first fight, Aaron Phillips, he was sitting around that table with them lot as well, giving it all the chats, and you get a clue at why he's non-real at fights by the sag bod that he's so proudly displaying. Remember it?
It was all right, his bod.
For flip's sake.
I'll take it. It's better than mine.
It's better than mine and all, but I'm not a fighter. You've seen it round the table, ain't you?
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, I saw that he had a little bit.
You thought it was all right round the table and all?
It wasn't that bad.
Had all tyres going round.
It wasn't that bad, man. It's if you sit down and you have your belly crushed a bit, you are gonna have a. If I look down at my belly now, I've got a couple of little, ripples probably going through it.
I've got one massive one.
Yeah.
One big thick tire, like off a truck or something. Yeah, but I wouldn't have done it. That's what I'm saying. Well, anyway, all right. So now he's brilliant, is he?
No, I just said he ain't got a terrible bod. That's all.
Oh, for God's sake! I didn't say it was terrible. I just said he had a sag bod, and it's one sign to pointing towards that he's non-real at fights.
Well, that
anyway. Yeah, we're on the Ricky Turcios home vid, and I have to say, getting out of bed and doing fist and boot, I loved it. That was brilliant. That's exactly what I said to you about Van Damme. A bloke that I grew up not liking his films because I was into real kung fu films, not his crap. But I eventually liked the person because whenever he turned up at red carpet events and this, that, and the other, or he's on TV shows getting interviewed, he was doing box splits and boot and fist. And like I said, it makes me realise that they're in tune with who they are and why I will be watching him. I ain't watching Van Damme for now, apart from box splits and boot. And it's the same as Turcios. I ain't watching him because he loves Christina.
Me and my girlfriend, Christina, it's all about that love, baby.
I'm watching him because of fights. And the first thing he did when he got out of that bed was some head movement with a puff head, fist and boot. He did look a bit too qual for a bloke who just woke up. His barnet was clean as out. Yeah, it weren't real.
He weren't sick. I'll tell you, when because it was a home video, when he went in that bedroom and there was someone lying in the bed, I assumed that was going to be his missus, right? Because he's the one making the video, and he goes into the room and goes, "This is my girlfriend," or whatever. I didn't expect it to be him, right? So when the covers came back, I went, "Ooh, he's got a rough missus, isn't he? You know, she looks a bit crap."
Yeah.
And then he got out of bed and it was Turcios, and I was like, "Oh, thank God for that," because he was dating a right grot otherwise. But
he said the version, didn't he? Went, "Is this UFC All Access?" Well, I guess it is. Bang, bang, bang. Got out of bed and started doing boot. Loved it. I really like that scene.
I think I said that I thought Turcios was going to win this fight, didn't I, at the end of the last episode?
Yeah, I think the only thing you got wrong, I'm sure you said it might be some sort of KO knockout speed, so it didn't show much of a clip.
Yeah, that's right. I knew I'd got that wrong when I was watching it and the fight came on about 25 minutes into the episode. I knew it was going all 3 rounds.
Then you knew because of the timing, yeah.
Yeah, but when I saw some clips of him training and stuff like that, I thought, "Ooh, I don't know." But don't worry, because then when I saw the clips of Dan Argueta training, I went, "Ooh, actually, I think maybe I'm right here." Now, the main mistake I made at the end of last episode, I'm jumping ahead a bit here, but just to clarify,
well, not really, because you're talking about the end of the last episode.
Well, I think I thought both of them looked like they're going to be really, really good. And I would say they were more towards the Lampros skill level than they were towards the. Let's put it like this, I think Raposo would beat both those guys. Anyway, we'll get on to
the fight chat. Yeah, this is for after the fight. It's not working for me. What about if there's people watching this at the same time as the chat? No one's doing that. You never know.
Watching it, let alone to watch along.
No one's watched it. Yeah. Well, you see him training Turcios at some place called Woodlands MMA Gym. Another one. It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's how big, wasn't it?
Yeah. You don't know how lucky, if you're in America, you just don't know how lucky you got it when it comes to gyms. I mean, even the most pokey little gym is incredible. You compare it to English gyms. I mean, there's just nothing like any of these gyms. I'm sure even if you go to SBG, it won't be anything like ATC.
I bet it's not.
Yeah. It's just their venues for their gyms are just out of this world. Whenever I see anybody training in any country other than England, I go, no wonder they got bloody wicked fighters or wicked athletes. Look at their training facilities. You look at like the stadiums and the training facilities for colleges in America. Got like 80,000 seater stadiums, bigger than any of our stadiums, for sodding college football. I know it's a big deal over there, college football. But I look at it and I go, man, running tracks around it. You know, every school's got a running track, high jump, pole vault. And I'm like, geez, no wonder Americans always get so many gold medals.
Yeah, exactly. They've got roids out the back a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had to jump into bunkers on the golf course and stuff like that if we wanted to do long jump. So didn't have any of these facilities.
Of course, yeah, you had to use something that was set up for not long jump. Yeah.
Yeah. So
bit of chalk on the floor and a bit of concrete. That's what we had to do. Didn't even have a golf course.
Basically, yeah. Hopscotch seems to be really wicked over in places like America for training facilities, that's for sure.
Well, I did notice that in this Woodlands MMA that Alex Morono was in there, and it looked like he might have been teaching. So I thought at that time, this is a bad sign. It's a bad sign, this Morono teaching. But I've got not much else to say about this vid.
Me neither.
Because there wasn't that going on, you know, a bit of love chats and
me and my girlfriend Christina, it's all about that love, baby.
Bit of Woodlands, and the fist and boot getting out of bed was fantastic. But
I think, look, it's obviously nice, and I'm sure being his partner, it's nice to have someone who is
sotted,
you know, says stuff like that.
Christina, she means everything to me. It makes me so thankful deep within my heart.
You know, and but I just can't imagine Darren Till, if he was on The Ultimate Fighter, saying it to his missus. You know, the best you'll probably get out of him is sort of like, you can wait 6 weeks and I'll come back and raw dog you. You know, that's the best you'd get out of him. There's no way he'd be at an airport going, I love you. You're my soulmate. You're the love of my life. So I just don't know these mushy guys. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but you know, good for his misses, I suppose. But sooner or later, you just kind of go, what a drip.
But you know, we love each other so much deep into our souls, baby.
Yeah.
So let's get on to our
true.
well. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's just a bit much.
The next scene is Dan Argueta's vocab, or lack of. I don't know if you remember this, but Ortega is having a brainstorm with him about the upcoming fight. And his answer to everything, they're all sitting in there, Blockhead's in there, Henna Grace is in there, and his answer to everything he says is, yeah. It doesn't matter what he says, that's all it is. So that made me think he might be a bit tick.
All right, so Danny, you're fighting Ricky?
Yep. He likes to set up same side kicks. He just tries to be confusing. It's very like awkward, his style.
Yeah.
Ultimately, if you can stay calm and not get in that mid-range firefight with them to get your takedown, he's gonna have a long night.
Yeah.
Because that's where he does good, in that firefight.
That's all he said. That was it. And that was the scene. And always that thingy's fault. It's not DeFranco's fault, is it again? Because, I don't know. Is that his fault?
He can't speak for him, can he?
No, but he's the one who put it in there, the scene.
Yeah.
But you're right. What's he supposed to do? They're having a brainstorm about next fight. It's not a bad idea for a scene. But
It's not DeFranco's fault that he's got a cardboard cutout to work with.
That's true. This was followed by one of them crap crop tops.
Brilliant. Looks brilliant. If you've got a bod like him, look, don't get me wrong, even if I had a bod like him, even if I had a bod like him, I wouldn't wear it. But I liked it because he looked like something from an 80s breakdancing film. He looked amazing. It's undeniable. The body's incredible. The Barnett's wicked. He's even got a good face. You know, he's not like a stub muffin, but you know, he's got like a good.
He's got a man face.
Yeah, he's got a man's face, but he still looks good.
Well, it confused me because it made me think that he could be, No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, but then after that, the scene after that, straight after it, he was wearing snake shorts, and that made it point in that direction and all. I think he could be a Barrymore.
No, I don't think so. But it just shows how powers time can be, right? Because his dad appeared on the Zoom call or whatever. It's like, he made that.
Weren't he asleep on that
His
Zoom
dad
call?
his dad came up on the Zoom call. His dad didn't look bad, but it's just, you know, to go from six-pack, amazing bod, wicked Barnett, to just some old sag with a moustache, it's a bit like, what's happened? Is life that hard? Is life that hard? Is that what we've all got to look forward to? Can't any of us do, you know, just age decent?
Well, I get it. He made it yet. He ain't made it yet. When he starts raking in the sheets, he'll sort that out. We'll send him to Turkey to do his teeth and all that, wherever it is.
That's it, yeah.
Smarten him up. I like the chats by Argueta though in his scene, saying that he hates fighting. It's terrifying, as I'm sure it would be for most people, but a lot of people don't say it. I thought it was good truth meths that he said that. I liked it. He done more good chats in his own vid when he said that his dad doesn't always like him, but he loves him, which I get. I mean, he's a brilliant geezer. He gets on my nerves loads. My son, I love him, but he's a mug. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, the terrifying chats, you like that? I liked it. It was good little truth meths going on. Revealing.
Yeah, I think there's too often, you know, people get caught up in the macho aspect of it. And sometimes, there's nothing wrong with admitting. I don't even think he's terrified when he says terrified. He's probably less terrified of actually going in there and having a fight. And it's more to do with potentially losing, failing, those kinds of things, which terrify people. And dare I say it, hold them back in life in general, if you want to get all philosophical about this. But it's a natural instinct to have an element of fear. I can't remember, there's some fighter that was talking about it recently who was saying that's the fear is good. The fear is what gets them up, gets them training,
and all that,
gets them.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, exactly. Keeps you on your game, knowing that anything can happen at any second. So that's what keeps you honest and stuff like that. And that's the way I think it should be. But unfortunately, you get too many macho people. I'm sure Ryder probably all said stuff like, "I love fighting. This is what I do," because he thinks it makes him sound cool. But he fought like a scared little rabbit, and I'd have had more respect for him if he just said, you know, I am, it's a scary thing to do. I think any
It is.
competition is when I
here we go.
without sort of blowing my own trumpet.
Any excuse? I shouldn't have brought it up. I shouldn't have brought it up.
When I competed in the borough championships in the 1500 meters, I was just as nervous as I was for my amateur boxing fights. No difference.
Oh my God, 2 things in one sentence. This guy, right? Well, look, it's good to hear your experiences.
But why can't I say that?
No, you can. It's good to hear. I want to know how you felt.
But I just told you some stuff I did. I wasn't being arrogant. I didn't say anything. I didn't talk about how I overtook about 5 people in the last 100 meters of the 1500 meters with a big sprint finish and everybody cheered. I didn't mention that.
Brilliant. That's good. You should have. That's exciting.
Yeah, it was
nice one.
But I left too much in the tank, didn't I? So I think it's just more the competition and stuff like that should bring out some level of fear, nerves, etc. I don't think it's necessarily the fear of getting punched in the face or having a fight. But yeah, it was all right. It was okay, chats. It was better than listening to somebody
talk about Christina.
Yeah, talk about their, they took their kids to the swimming pool last week or something like that. So
there you go. Yeah, we're on his own vid now. That was just bits in between. He's another one, Dan Argueta. Started out living in his car. I wonder if the window worked. No? Seems to be a common theme. They live in their car. That dad was on that Zoom call. What, he lets his kid live in the car, does he?
Next time I go on holiday to America, I'm going to check all the cars that are parked up, and just going to be thousands of people a kip in the back on the back seat. He must be a struggling MMA fighter.
Yeah, if Tiki's been there, they'll be permanently parked up. Well, no wheels on it. Pathetic. So this time in this gym, in Dan Argueta's gym, I see Cub Swanson was in there. So Morono was in Turcios' gym and Cub is in Argueta's. If you go by that, then at this point, I know who I think's winning this fight. Just from that. Am I wrong? I don't know. We ain't there yet, but that's the way my brain was going. He only showed a tiny bit of fight footage, a wee bit of training, and that's that. I liked him, though. He seemed like a good gizzer.
I think I said to you, didn't I, last episode, I didn't like the way he threw his hooks. I don't like the way most MMA guys throw their hooks, I'm being honest. But anyway, he was throwing hooks a little bit like TJ Dillashaw, and I was just seeing a few things.
I remember that comment.
From Argueta, where I went, I ain't sure about this guy. I'm not sure.
Time for the Ultimate Fighter flashback. This was the garden fight from season 5. Lobster and all that. Edging them on. Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. Seriously, bro, on the concrete. It's like, what do you mean? You're having a fight? It's like you're trying to snap his arm. So of course he's going to dump you on the concrete. Just...
It was funny though, because I'm all good with you punching me in the face. Yeah. This is all good. But smashing my head on the concrete, I mean, it's too much. But he's right. And he got dumped on a load of shackles and stones before that as well.
Yeah, I thought that looked more painful.
Yeah. The other bloke definitely done that, fella, didn't he? He definitely was at the upper hand in that fight.
Yeah, he was already bleeding when he moaned about getting dumped on the concrete, so he's already getting done.
Yeah.
The best line is though, and Lobster, you're gone.
Guess what? You're gone. You're gone. And Lobster, you're gone.
You're gone.
So, he don't even know his name. He's just turned up and gone, which ones were being crap? And the Franco's obviously just pointed at the 3 that were being crap. And he's gone, right, you're gone. Shit, I don't know your name. Lobster, you're gone.
Know, but he don't even say the name of the other 2. So he actually bothers to use at least some name.
Yeah, but he's got. It's obvious he was going to get. He was obviously going to get rid of them 2 because they were fighting, and he was talking to them 2. But he had to get rid of the guy who was instigating the fight. But he didn't know his name, so he had to separate from the rest of the group. And he's like, the only thing that is different about him to everyone else is he's got Lobster out on. So Lobster, you're gone. A real good Dana White bit. Yeah,
great scene, brilliant flashback. Just goes to show you that's that kind of stuff. He's good. I mean, it looks silly, right? A bloke standing there with his chin out and then getting cracked in the face. A free shot, really, which a bloke probably wasn't expecting the guy to actually do. So that was out of order. A right hook to the face and then a takedown straight away.
He didn't really punch him, though, to be fair.
It was a bit weird, yeah. But I do remember afterwards in the house, I do remember him saying stuff like, the other fighters saying stuff like that was the most technical street fight I've ever seen, triangles, arm bars and everything.
Yeah.
Because he was a bit weird when it double legs a lot. Yeah. Wasn't really much like a street fight, but good flashback to have, a worthy one. We can move on to Dan Argueta's writing skills.
Oh, yeah.
You're a laser-focused killing machine.
Yeah.
Relentless pressure. You will go destroy him. As you saw in the vid, he writes these out like school detention lines.
Yeah.
What I did for everybody, in case they didn't notice or they didn't get a chance, I took note of some of the others from his notebook. And here they are. Laser focused. Everything with purpose. Be passionate. Nothing stops you. Karate Kid 1 coming up. No mercy. You're the show. And just, he spelt that wrong with the wrong you're. So he spelled that one wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
You're the show. Probably the worst one so far. Be confident. All right. Believe.
Is that all it takes? You just got to write it down in a book.
Yeah. Well, obviously
it's
not.
It's like a rubbish version of Death Note, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's like I'll write it down and the book makes it come true. Believe. Not human. You are a machine.
Ooh.
Your mind is a diamond and nothing stops you.
Ooh, that's a bad one. What's a diamond got to do with being stopped?
The passion that defines you. So that's not even I don't know what that one is, because it kind of goes nowhere.
It's missing an end. Yeah, it's just the passion that defines you will make you victorious. Something like that. It needs, it needs
the passion that defines you.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that he's mid-sentence. Maybe he's working on that one.
Maybe he is. Yeah. Maybe he is. But he saved the best one for last. I don't know if you'll believe me, but I swear to God, this was the best one. It was right at the bottom. It's the last one. No playing with your dinner.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I know you said that he said something, but he said something that was, when I heard it, I just went, oh my God, he's done a Luke Rockhold conceive, believe, achieve.
Oh, 100%. It's coming. Don't worry, mate. I don't miss things.
So, I can't remember what that one was. But I went, oh my God, he's done a Rockhold. Just a word of warning, if Argueta ever goes off the rails, and ends up committing some heinous crime, the policemen are going to find that notebook and they're going to go, that's a classic. When you watch those serial killer movies and stuff like that, they've always got a notebook where they write loads of garbage in. And this is the same thing.
This stuff might have worked. Just reserve judgment, because this might have worked. But he walks out to the fight, smash through the door, all hard in one of them sodding crop tops again.
Yeah.
But I think I'm warming to it because of the comparison you did. 80s breakdancing. I can't deny it. Now you're making
80s breakdancer. He looked amazing.
Yeah, now you're putting it in that box. Yeah, it's quite good.
And it's a bit of a gimmick, right? All that team seems to be coming out in crop tops. Obviously, I don't want to see Aaron Phillips come out with his, tires in a crop top. But if you've got a bod like Argueta and Petrosky, then by all means, bring out the crop tops. But it's not great look, but
this is the bit you're waiting for. At this point, Argueta tells you all of his creeds.
Yep, let's hear him.
And his creeds are cause, clarity, conquer.
Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the up.
That's it.
There you go.
Conceive, believe, achieve. Yeah.
Exactly it. Yeah. Anyway, we're at the fight now. Ricky Turcios for Team Volkanovski versus Dan Argueta for Team Ortega. I think in round one, it looked to me that right at the start, Ricky got a bit more than he was expecting, and it made him back off a little bit and reassess the situation. After that, they both went a bit mad through hell for leather. I think it was a fairly even matchup striking. bigger shots from Argetta and sharper shots from Turcios. Argetta got him down for a bit, didn't he? Gets him in a choke, but Turcios escapes and gets back up. I thought it was a very, very, very difficult round to score. I guess with a bit more diversity, I gave it to Argetta. Only just. What did you think of round one?
Same. I gave it just to Argetta. Wasn't much in it. Turcios obviously started off with a little bit of messing around as well. They did say he was, unconventional. Had a bit of an unconventional style. He was making those silly noises.
Loved it.
Little shuffle feet and stuff like that.
Loved it.
I thought you would. It's right up your alley. But yeah, I agree. I thought it was Argetta was just a little bit, seemed to have that when he was landing strikes, they seemed to be just a little bit cleaner, crisper, just that tiny bit, not much in it at all. But I think it went to Argetta from the judge's point of view, from your point of view, from my point of view, ever so slightly. I just leant towards Argetta.
Very difficult, but you got to go somewhere.
I did feel, even after that first round, I did feel, especially because of the time in the show, so I knew it was going to go all 3 rounds. But after that first round, I did kind of go, I feel like Turcios is going to come on stronger, though, the longer the fight goes on. And so I'll take that and lead us into round 2. By the way, I don't think you mentioned, was Turcios 10-2 and Argetta was 5-0, right?
You're right. Yeah, they were the records.
Yeah.
Well, round 2 was understandably slower because they did fight pretty hard, the pair of them in round 1. There's a lot more clinching and pushing up against the fence stuff. I think both of them look pretty tired. There's a lot more sloppy than round 1, but it's understandable. They end up on the ground grappling, but there was no obvious advantage. I couldn't really see any obvious advantage where I was like, well, this bloke's way better. Very even again, very hard to score, but it did edge this one towards Turcios. And I guess that the judges agreed as it went to 3rd round.
Yeah, I think second round, Turcios just seemed to have the timing of Argetta a bit more. He obviously had a big reach advantage, and just seemed that when Argetta was trying to come in with these little blitzes, that he just seemed to be a bit better at just sticking out a fist. And Argetta was sort of having trouble getting past that fist or running onto that fist. And again, as close as Argetta got round 1, you could argue Turcios got round 2. Certainly was worthy of a 3rd round. If any fight needed a 3rd round to sort of have a defining result, it was that one because it was pretty tight when it both rounds. Also, Argetta a little bit more relying on explosive stuff, whereas Turcios don't like his punching and stuff. He kind of pushes his punches out. He doesn't snap. And with his body and his physique and his shape, I really thought he was going to be a nice, loose, elastic, snappy kind of striker.
Is he saying that he's the push out punches? Was he the same in round 1 for you?
Yeah, I always felt like his punches weren't very snappy.
So it weren't down to him being fatigued then?
No, I don't think so. He did make some good adjustments, as in, like I say, he seemed to get Argetta's time down. Argetta didn't seem to be able to get in with any little attacking blitzes and stuff like that in round 2. And that's why I leant towards Turcios winning round 2. And I can't remember many times where he actually cracked Argetta good. It was more sort of Argetta running into a shot or this and that. Doesn't have that sort of real snap in his punches. But he definitely needed a 3rd round. And that's what we got.
Would you be able to fix this push punch and make it snappier? Is it easily fixable?
Depends who the student is.
All right.
But yeah, there are. I think there are things you can do to remedy it or try and fix it anyway.
You can give him some tips on that, no problem. Something you've picked up on, something you've noticed. If he hasn't fixed it already, you'll help him, right?
Yeah,
no problem. Round 3 then. Look, it was grappling. I guess they were both tired. Not much happened at all. Turcios controlled most of the position, so I gave him that round. It
was a clear Turcios round when he had his back for essentially the whole fight. And he just kept on switching the body lock from one side to the other. I thought it showed good fight IQ. He went for position over submission, right? He just made sure that he had his back. 'Cause if he had his back, he won that fight. And he just made sure he kept his back. And then in the last 10 seconds, he'd done a little bit of a blitz just to put a full stop on it, so to speak.
He did do that. You're right. He did get up kicked in the process, quite powerful.
He did, yeah. I thought, he almost done a Korean zombie Yair Rodriguez on it.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'd say about Argetta as well is I never felt like he was just sitting there going, I've lost. I'll just get to the end round. I do feel like he was switching his body to the right side to try and undo that body lock the whole
I
time.
think he got on top a couple of times, but yeah.
Yeah, I think there was once where he actually turned into him, and I thought, that's it. He's going to end up on top of it with a couple of minutes left. And if he could do a bit of damage, a bit more striking than what Turcios done when he had the advantage in the grappling, he might be able to steal this round. So he was definitely trying. It wasn't a case of him being burnt out and not trying to win the fight. He definitely tried to win the fight, put in a lot of effort, but he just couldn't get rid of that body lock. And Turcios ended up winning by a pretty clear decision in the end, 2-1, I guess.
Yeah, another win for Team Volkanovski. 2 in a row for a comeback now. Doing a bit of a comeback.
Well, yeah, it's definitely looking better for him than it was a couple of weeks ago. That's for sure.
That's for sure. At this point, Raposo went to pick his nose, but I think he just remembered in time that the cameras were there and managed to stop himself just. But he still done it. It would have been a real powerful one had he not realised. He still got caught. Believe me, he still got caught. But he went, no, I'm not doing that.
Maybe he's picked up some bad habits living with Turcios all this time, because he was picking his nose the other week as well, wasn't he?
This is the thing. But he did his move. He said to the coach, look, it's time for me to do my move. Do you want to see it? He done a real bad qual bit of breakdancing first. But you know what, mate? That Shinku Hadouken he did, I loved the whole thing. Not only was the action, I loved it. Not only was the move amazing, he did it wicked like the game. The shout was his own. And considering that he ain't a video game character or a voice actor, his shout was amazing as well. I loved that scene. I loved the shot afterwards, the fist up, even the pointing to the sky. Loved it all. That was amazing for me. Brilliant. Brilliant. I liked them both. It was a good fight, but they both done it. Yeah, both done a good job. You thought they were both crap, did you? Let's have your think. You've been like the Street Fighter. I've seen your face on the Shinku Hadouken. So let's have on that, and then you can just quickly tell me what you think of both of their skills based on what you've seen now. Because this is the most we've seen of them, and we have seen a couple of bantamweight fights before now. We know the Garbrandt bloke, and we can sort of say where these two stack up. I can remind you of the other ones if you want. But first off, Hadouken, because I saw your face. I saw it.
Well, look, the Hadouken, is okay. I think it's something that looked better in a venue with a crowd. That's all. Just think doing it in a little...
That's why the shout rang out.
Yeah, I mean, just...
Great.
Yeah. And with regards to... I would definitely match up Argueta versus Lampros for the Ultimate Fight finale. I think that'd be a decent fight, similar sort of fighters. I think he'd match up nicely against Argueta. Out of all the bantamweights so far, I would say I still make Ludovic the favourite.
That's right. Mitch Raposo and Ludovic, yeah.
I think that Ludovic I'd still make favourite. I would say that I would rate, out of all the defeated fighters so far, I think Raposo is definitely the best one out, though. The defeated fighters, I actually think Raposo is really good. He's just a big baby. And I think the second best so far is Cody Garbrandt's doppelganger. I've forgotten his name.
Vincent Murdoch.
That's right. And
I think you've mentioned them all.
I think you're right. Yeah. So
3 fights. Yeah, 3 and 3. Yeah. So I think you've done them all.
I think they're all decent, the bantamweights. I think they've all been good. They've all been, of a decent standard.
Yeah.
I definitely think it'd be a nice matchup, that Argueta versus Lampros Ultimate Fight finale. Definitely. Seems a good one for me.
And I like the fact you've already done the matchmaking on it. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, on to next week's fight pick.
Yeah.
It's Brady Highstand for Volkanovski's team versus Josh Rettinghouse for Team Ortega. These are these two fellas that know each other and train with each other. One old dog and one young and upcoming one. I mean, from the shadow boxing, Brady looks scatters out. Jeez, he done a boot at the end. Woo.
Yeah, but he's very lucky that Rettinghouse looks
worse.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think these. I don't think these are the two that are going to be are going to be contesting. Look, we haven't seen much of them, right? But I think probably looking at that, it's one of those things, like you say, you've got a young buck. It's either the youth and the energy is going to win through, or the experience and the know-how is going to, sort of do a Darren Elkins on him. Could go one or two ways, but I don't. From what I've seen, neither of these guys, I think, are going to be the ultimate fighter. Put it like that.
Well, they faced up, and Rittenhouse did that, little bit of a kiss, and I know it was a joke and it was done as mates, but I don't know. I think he might be,
You think everyone is?
No, but he did look it. Looking at the face-off, I'd say that Rittenhouse, he just looked really weed and small, didn't he?
Yeah, neither of these guys looks particularly physically imposing. When you get the Argettas and people of that nature, they look strong, solid, real good athletes. It's not always an indication, because there's plenty of amazing fighters who have had, let's be honest, pretty average to terrible bods in some cases, and yet they've still proven to be really, really good fighters. So it's not always necessarily the case. But honestly, both of these guys look a little bit weak. That doesn't mean they are. That doesn't mean they are. I'm just saying.
No, of course not.
But just to the naked eye, they don't look like the most intimidating, powerful athletes in the show. Let's put it like that. But I'm happy to be proved wrong, and I'll watch with bated breath.
Yeah, I think it looks like a real weedy, drippy, saggy, wet fight is what it looks like it's going to be, with no grit, or that's what it looks like. Right?
Looks like it's going to be a real sloppy, slappy. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're sending E's on the end of it. Sloppy, slappy, naffy type of fight.
Yeah, pile of crap.
Also, yeah. In fact, I'm not even going to tune in next week. Sod it.
I just think the high stand bloke, Brady High Stand, is that Chiesa's mate?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to put two and two together, because I was thinking, that don't make him good or anything, but I mean, who are we going for? You've got to do a pick. You've got to do one based on the fight clips and stuff like that, because you do it every episode. So what are we saying? I'm going to go for Rittenhouse. He doesn't look like he's going to win, because he looks an absolute weed, but I am going to go for the experience over some bloke with teeth.
I'll go for High Stand.
Yeah, okay, but what about, how do you think, what's going to happen based on the little clip you saw at the end and all that stuff?
Yeah, a drippy, boring, saggy 2-round/3 round decision.
All right. Well, according to Brady, the next one is going to be the weirdest episode ever.
Right.
We shall see. And that's the end of the review of episode 6 of The Return of the Ultimate Fighter, season 29. That's it. Sorry. We're going to go now. Thank you very much. And I'll see you for the next one, or whatever else we do next.
See you later.
I hate that.
That's how you put yourself out there. You believe it and you achieve it. And that's what I do. I know what I'm going to do.